Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just a thinking about you. Decorations of red on a blue Christmas tree. That's about the time you'll be thinking of me. I'll have a blue Christmas. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I have a blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I have a blue Christmas. Thank you. Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why, 'cause Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making the list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He knows if you've been sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Well, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why, 'cause Santa Claus is coming to town. Without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, the road would never bend. When things go wrong, a man ain't got a friend. Without a song, that field of corn would never see a plow. A field of corn would be deserted now. A man is born, but he's no good no how. Without a song. Thank you.
Expecting to do this. Am I in? The icicles hang from the eaves. I can hear the silent snowfall. It's just
children silent asleep. They sit in quiet amazement when I think about the reason love was never meant for just one day. She never changed with the season. I love you, I hear him say, from a manger not so far away. The child is born in Bethlehem. It's wonderful in our eyes. I love you, I hear him say, this is the day that he has made. This is the way that he will save. It's wonderful in our eyes. Icicles hang from the eave. I can hear the silent snowfall. See children silent asleep. And I sit in quiet amazement when I think about the reason love was never meant for just one day. She never changed with the seasons. And I love you, I hear him say, from a manger not so far away. And a child is born in Bethlehem. It's wonderful in our eyes. I love you, I hear him say, this is the day that I have made. This is the way that he will save. It's wonderful in our eyes. Does it have to be Christmas songs?
Yeah. Christmas theme, love, snow, diesel, yoga ono.
That's what last time was for me. I'm taking it because they have to look at everything. Usually, then there's some graphs that needs it.
Jesus, our brother, kind and good, was humbly born in a stable of wood. Friendly beasts around him stood. Jesus, our brother, kind. I set the cow all white and red, gave him my manger full of bread, so gave him my hay to pillow his head. I set the cow all white and red. I set the dove from the rafters high. I sang him to sleep that he shouldn't cry. We sang him to sleep, my maid and I set the dove from the rafters high. I set the camel all yellow and black over the desert upon my back. I brought him a gift in a wise man's pack, and I set the camel all yellow and black. Thus every beast by some good spell enslaved dark is glad to tell the gifts that he gave Emmanuel, the gifts that they gave.
Have any of you heard that song?
No.
I played that song last night. No one's ever heard it. Really?
That's good.
Oh, misty eye of the valley below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls, and should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep careful watch of your son. Crying out, oh Father, stand by and we will watch the flames burning on the mountainside. We should die tonight, then we'll all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time. Crying out, oh Father, stand by and we will watch the flames burning over on the mountainside. Desolation fills the sky, and I see fire burning in the mountain. I see fire burning in the trees. I see fire hollowing souls, and I see fire, blood on the breeze. I hope that you remember. And if the darkness comes, I shall cover my eyes. And if the sky shall fall, my brothers will die. When the sky's falling down in this lonely little town, I hear my people crying out. I hear them crying out loud, and I see fire burning in the mountain. I see fire burning the trees. I see fire I hope that you remember.
You did that one last night about
I already did that one. I did it. Huh? Well then. I don't know any more Christmas songs.
The ones that are here to donate their time and their talent and their love of Christmas, their love of the holy days.
Chris ate all the chocolate.
Just think we'll have a broader audience on cable access than we do in person.
Yeah, Michael says that that the Access show will probably air sometime in March.
Oh no. I said January, but it's not tomorrow. Everybody wants it to be tomorrow.
Christmas next
I think you should air it in July, so when it's really hot and steamy, and people are humid and hot and angry. That's what happens in the summer. The closer you get to the heat, then you play Christmas songs. Then you remind people of the joy of the season, that it's more than just one day.
That's actually when Access Sacramento gets them. It's about that time of year.
All right.
They always end up playing them in the wrong date, so you
All
might be
right.
right.
Applause to Richard the Grinch.
All right.
How much they go? The batteries for those?
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotch with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nausea super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dung heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of rubbish imaginable, mangled up in tangled up knots. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks, your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Thank you. That's my grandson over there. More was originally known as A Visit from St. Nicholas, but most of us know us by the first line of the poem. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mom in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for our long winter's nap. When out on the roof there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to the objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle and mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke of it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eyes and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down on a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove all out of sight. What did he say? Remember this? Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Thank you. I heard this story in high school. It's a story about a mother and her son and the Christmas miracle. And it's called The Ballad of the Heart Weaver. Some of you may know it. Son, said my mother when I was knee-high, you've need of clothes to cover you, and not a rag have I. There's nothing in the house to make a boy breeches, nor shears to cut cloth with, nor thread to take stitches. There's nothing in the house but a loaf end of rye, and a harp with a woman's head nobody will buy. And she began to cry. That was in the early fall. When came the late fall, son, she said, the sight of you makes your mother's blood crawl. Little skinny shoulder blades sticking through your clothes, and where you'll get a jacket from, God above knows. It's lucky for me, lad, your daddy's in the ground and can't see the way I've let his son go around. And she made a queer sound. That was in the late fall. When winter came, I'd not a pair of breeches nor a shirt to my name. I couldn't go to school or out of doors to play, and all the other little boys passed our way. Son, said my mother, come climb into my lap, and I'll chafe your little bones while you take a nap. And oh, but we were silly for half an hour or more. Me with my long legs dragging on the floor, a rocking to a Mother Goose rhyme. Oh, but we were happy for half an hour's time. But there was I, a great boy, and what would folks say? To hear my mother singing me to sleep all day in such a daft way. Men say the winter was bad that year. Fuel was scarce and food was dear. A wind with a wolf's head howled about our door, and we burned up the chairs and sat on the floor. And all that was left us was a chair we could not break, and the harp with a woman's head nobody would take, for song or pity's sake. The night before Christmas I cried with cold. I cried myself to sleep like a 2-year-old. And in the deep night, I felt my mother rise and stare down upon me with love in her eyes. I saw my mother sitting on the one good chair, a light falling on her from I couldn't tell where, looking 19 and not a day older, and the harp with a woman's head leaned against her shoulder. Her thin fingers moving in the thin, tall strings were weaving wonderful things. Many bright threads from where I couldn't see were running through the harp strings rapidly. And gold threads whistling through my mother's hand, I saw the web grow and the pattern expand. She wove a child's jacket, and when it was done, she laid it on the floor and wove another one. She wove a red cloak, so regal to see. She's made it for a king's son, I said, and not for me. But I knew it was for me. She wove a pair of breeches, quicker than that. She wove a pair of boots and a little cocked hat. She wove a pair of mittens, she wove a little blouse. She wove all night in the still cold house. She sang as she worked, and the harp strings spoke. Her voice never faltered, and the thread never broke. And when I woke, there sat my mother, with a harp against her shoulder, looking 19 and not a day older. A smile about her lips, and a light about her head, and her hands in the harp strings, frozen dead. And piled beside her, and toppling to the skies, were the clothes of a king's son, just my size. Thank you.